Saints fans, do you want more free videos all season and off-season long? If the answer is yes, which, why wouldn't it be anything but yes, you've come to the right spot. We here at New Orleans Saints Now have that for you. All you have to do to get it is subscribe for free right now. Tom Downey here for New Orleans Saints Now with the latest news and rumors around New Orleans. We'll begin with some injury and COVID stuff, then get into a Russell Wilson trade rumor. First up is not great news once again on Terron Armstead. The franchise left tackle continues to battle injury, and I just don't know if he's going to play this week. Was listed once again as a did not participate on Wednesday's injury report. We'll see what ends up happening here in a little bit, a couple hours from now on the Thursday one. He's just not been healthy this year, which unfortunately has been kind of the theme of his entire NFL career. Played in just 8 games this season, including only 2 of them since week 9. Got hurt, came back, got hurt, came back, got hurt. It's just kind of been a back and forth issue for Armstead this year, and the team has missed him badly. James Hurst has tried his darndest to hold up at the left tackle spot, but he's not Terron Armstead. Armstead, when healthy, is one of the best left tackles in the NFL. Has allowed, and we'll call it a half season of work, a sack, couple hits, handful of hurries. This is awesome production by your left tackle. Unfortunately, I start to fear and wonder if there's that much left in Armstead's tank, for the Saints at least. He is now entering the last year of his deal. There's a bunch of dead years that are about to add onto the cap next season. And as he approaches his age 31 season, you have to wonder, do you want to pay him the massive amount of money he probably should command on the open market for his talent? Because Armstead has never played a full NFL season. He's always missed at least one game, more often than not, multiple games. Is that the type of player you want to commit massive money to? Armstead, when healthy, is a top 3, 4, 5, whatever, left tackle in the game. But at his age, makes you wonder if he's really going to be out there for that. So if he does start to command $20 million, $18 million a year, given that's the going rate for these high-end left tackles, do you want to pay him that and risk not having him out there and eating a bunch of money for a guy that's not healthy? I think it's a fair question. So what would you do with Armstead? Type K for keep him. You want to pay him no matter what. L for you'd let him leave if the money starts to get too expensive. This is the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes on YouTube, go take advantage of it. K for keep, L for let leave. Let's look at now the guys activated from the COVID-19 list. Things are getting here better and better and better for New Orleans. They're getting a little bit healthier here. Some guys on the practice squad, but we just group them all together here. Taysom Hill, Trevor Siemian, both back. I'd assume Hill starts this week at QB, but I think you got to see him be fully back from the bout with COVID there. 2 tight ends, Jawan Johnson and Adam Trotman back as well. Offensive line backups in James Carpenter and Jordan Mills. Not 1, not 2, but 3 linebackers for the Saints. Demario Davis, Caden Ellis, and Quan Alexander. Defensive lineman Christian Ringo. And then 3 defensive backs, with the big one there being Malcolm Jenkins. I'll also make note that Jeff Heath, JT Gray, activated from that list as well. But COVID hit again. Marcus Williams is the latest player to go on the COVID-19 list, and this one is a bit of an issue. Now, the new NFL rules would have allowed Marcus to come back if he was symptom-free after 5 days had he been on the list, Monday, but too far along into the week. The timing, I don't think, is going to quite work out from that perspective. Now, he can test out of the protocol. If he gets a negative test, he can come back. So it's still kind of early in the week, but I would bet that it is unlikely Marcus Williams plays this week for the Saints. But we'll see. We'll know more Friday and or Saturday. There are still several players on the list, and in theory, many, if not all of these guys, are going to be activated in the near future. Their timing begins to work out if they are symptom-free. Jalen Holmes, Ryan Ramczyk. I hope tomorrow he comes off that list, or hell, maybe even today. Dwayne Washington, Carl Granderson. Those are two pretty big guys there, Ramczyk and Granderson. Deontay Harris is off the suspension list, but now has to get cleared from that. Again, that could come as soon as tomorrow for these guys. You got to wait those full 5 days at least. Malcolm Roach, Gerald Hawkins, and Kavari Russell as well. So in theory, for the Saints-Panthers game, this Saints team will look a lot healthier than what it did against the Dolphins on Monday Night Football. So predict the score for me of this week's game. I got the Saints winning, of course, but I want to hear you guys shoot your shot and try and get the score right. Head down to the comments. Let me know what you think the final score is. And if you're feeling confident one way or the other, go put some money on the game. Head over to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code CHAT125. That'll get you a 125% deposit bonus. It's chatsports.com/bet. Promo code is CHAT125. $100 in. BetUS is going to give you an extra $125 to bet with. So in case you get some bets wrong, you got plenty of money left over to make even more money with betting on the NFL or college football, NBA, whatever you want to gamble on. Here's the Russell Wilson trade rumor, which is, it's more of just an idea, and it's a good one, though. If you're the Saints, why wouldn't you want in on this? The Saints do not have a franchise quarterback right now. Jameis Winston was playing solidly, but he has never been as good as even lower-end Russell Wilson type of play. If you can get Russell Wilson for a team trying to win football games right now, it would be expensive. Probably have to give him a new contract, too. I don't really care. Go all in. It has been a down year for Russell Wilson. If you put this level of production on the Saints, as bad as their receiving core is right now, guess what? They're a playoff team. They probably have that number 5 or number 6 playoff spot locked up at minimum right now. Wilson's a better thrower than any guy on the Saints roster right now. Taysom Hill's a fun gadget guy. He's not a franchise QB. He's almost as old as Russell Wilson is. Trevor Siemian ain't that guy. Ian Book. Look, it was a brutal situation. You can't blame him too much, but let's be real here. Ian Book is a backup guy in the NFL. So I think the answer should be yes. Now, maybe you want a different big-name QB, like an Aaron Rodgers maybe, but I would trade for Russell Wilson in a heartbeat if I were the Saints. I want to hear what you guys have to say, though. Type in A for yes, you would trade for Russ, or B for no, you'd rather look in a different direction. Let's focus in for the last of today's video on the current NFC playoff picture. The Saints right now on the outside looking in. A game back of both the 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles. But their schedule, not that tough. They don't control their own destiny, but they got a real chance of getting in this year. Despite the bad loss, decimated team against the Miami Dolphins, the Saints have the Panthers and then at the Atlanta Falcons to wrap up this year. They should win both of those games, putting them at 9-8, but they will need some help. If they lose a game, they're basically out. In fact, a loss plus Eagles and Niners wins this week would eliminate the Saints from the playoff hunt. So before we go through some scenarios for New Orleans to make postseason this year, will they? Will the Saints make the playoffs this year, make a nice strong rally with a decimated roster? Y for yes or N for no? Now, there are some scenarios for the Saints to make the postseason. Of course, step one, win your games. You lose, yeah, you can still get in, but you're going to need basically a miracle if you lose a game. Here's scenario number one. Saints win out. The 49ers lose a singular game. And then the Vikings or the Eagles lose one of their remaining games. That's very doable for New Orleans. Now, if the Niners win out, there is still a path, in this case for the Saints, to secure that 7th seed. They would need the Eagles to lose out and the Vikings to lose at least one game. It's possible. I like the other scenario a little bit more. And a big reason why it's the teams that those guys are facing. Eagles, Niners, Vikings schedules down the stretch. Eagles at Washington. I think Philly wins that game. Texans at Niners. I think the Niners win that game. Vikings at Packers. I think the Packers win that. So that takes care of the Vikings losing a game scenario. You still need, however, the Niners to lose a game or the Eagles or the Niners to lose a game in that scenario, right? They're at the Rams in Week 18, a game the Rams might need to win to clinch the NFC West. Look, it's a path. It's not the easiest. It's possible. And oh, by the way, if Philly drops a game against Washington, if they get upset, I don't know if they're going to beat the Cowboys on the road. So it's not an easy, or at home, excuse me. It's not going to be an easy path, but the Saints are still very much alive in the postseason race. And as long as they win this week, I'm sure we'll do an in-depth breakdown on the Saints playoff picture once again next week. So subscribe if you haven't already.